Merry meet and fare thee well. Settle in for a story with me, Astin Gaël. Thank you so much for being here today. This is your every other day collective message for Sunday, May the 17th. Everything you need to know is in the description box down below, including the link to my system's wish list. Our birthday is this week on the 22nd. If you are enjoying these collective messages, please consider giving the channel a subscribe and this video a thumbs up, or leave a comment just saying hello, as it does help the channel grow. We are reading What There Is to Love About a Man, and every day we take the theme of the excerpt and create a short story around it. Today's theme is insight. A man who looks inward discovers an unseen world of understanding. He looks at his childhood with an air of detachment and gains a new awareness for the way he interacts with other men and with women. He takes a good, hard look at the way he moves through his days and nights, and he gets a fresh perspective on why it all feels so meaningless and pale. He reflects without analyzing. He sits on a hill at the edge of town, staring at a row of fast-moving clouds and pondering the struggles he's endured. Suddenly, aha! It all comes together with a resounding click. He hits 40 and realizes he can no longer live someone else's life, and the puzzle pieces fall into place. Fuzzy edges become clearly in focus. His perceptions of himself and others take on a new clarity. It's as plain as the nose on his face, and he wonders why he never saw it before. He gets what they mean when they say, "You don't get it." And what's more, he gets that he does. You don't get what? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, insight is so interesting because it's something that you're ever gaining. You know, you gain insight into every single interaction, good or bad, over the years, every time you dare to look at it from every angle. How did this person hurt me? How did I hurt that person? How did this person show me they love me? How did I show that person I love them? How can I approach that same entity in another sack of meat the next time around? Because there probably will be a next time, in a different way. How can I alter the cycle? So let's ask ourselves those questions today as we toss charms. The entities that we meet over and over again in different bodies, in different environments, how can we change the cycle? Alter our fortune? What insight do we need? Okay. Well, for starters, you have to address your anxiety. There's something that you're anxious about, something that is possibly keeping you up at night. These Guatemalan worry dolls are supposed to be tucked under a person's pillow, and it absorbs all of your worries, all of that just anxious energy. And when it's sufficiently full, you take it and toss it into the fire, or toss it out in some way. But it's best to burn it. So, how can you do that in your own life? Maybe there's writing prompts in the deck of plenty. Maybe you write it down and then burn the piece of paper. Write down all of your worries. Maybe you take a representation of those worries and burn it. It doesn't always have to be done with fire, but I do love a good fire ritual. So something needs to be faced, something that you are currently worried about. Address it, take care of it, and move on. It may be related to some sort of interconnected relationship. You are possibly getting engaged or already are engaged to be married. Or there is a shared interest in something, a business pursuit, a person. I do read for polyamory situations, so you might be considering bringing in a third, or a fourth or a fifth, bringing in an extra member into the polycule. And while you and your partner are both in agreement, maybe this person is not, or maybe you and this person are really hitting it off, and you want to do kitchen table polyamory, but your partner is leery. So whatever it is, if that is what's bringing you anxiety, a mirror meditation might be the way through. I can't help but notice that my mirror is in the background because of the way that I have everything situated today. Absolutely love working with this mirror. I feel like it's got some sort of fucking special energy, and I will sit in front of that thing, or I used to. Haven't done it in quite some time, but if you just sit in front of a big ass mirror and stare yourself down while listening to some sort of soothing music, you will go into a trance and you will learn some things. So that's my suggestion. But another story that's coming through is maybe there is a bit of karmic mirroring going on in this shared interest, in this romantic or business partnership. 666 coming through. So there's possibly a tie to that devil-like energy, the devil from the tarot, with this third party. There is a draw towards drinking and drugs and sex and rock and roll, and not like any of those things are bad. It's just, if you are embracing Buddhist ideals, those are all the things that you're supposed to be detaching from. If you are walking a celibacy journey. Like, that's not where you're supposed to be at. So, you know, if you're looking at somebody else and seeing a karmic version of yourself, um, you know, maybe you have to figure out how to love that person from afar. Tell me about this relationship. This person could kind of give off like a golden aura or like an amber aura. Um, I've actually had one experience where I was able to see somebody's aura, and you couldn't have told me at the time that that's what was going on. 11:11 on the timer as I say this. Um, I had no idea, but I know now that that's exactly what was going on. But I know some people have that gift just all the time. You know, they just see people as colors. So if that's you, you might see this person with a golden aura. Okay, Eight of Wands energy coming through with the Four of Wands. 8 and 4 is 12, and 12 breaks down to 3. So this third party is bringing in a 3 of Wands energy. There's conflict. Like I said, you know, if this is a polyamory type situation, like, you and your partner are fine, you and this person are fine. When you bring the 3 together, there's conflict. Okay. The conflict might be related to the way that your partner perceives your connection with this other person, and or the way that that person perceives your connection with your partner. So it's like there's a misunderstanding. And I want to say maybe some jealousy, you know. People who choose to be polyamorous haven't just magically gotten over being jealous. Like, it is a thing that you have to work through and work on, and it is a feeling that can come up even after you've already done the work to release it. Nobody is above the spirit of envy. You know, it comes and goes, and you just have to have a will, a sense of self, a vitality that says, okay, I am feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? How can I let go of it? Like the Guatemalan worry doll. Okay. All right, so I don't want to presume anything about these 3 people, but say you and your partner are very like emperor empress, you know, you're the king and queen of your castle. um you know, with your nesting partner, you are very grounded, you are very earthy in nature, okay? This third person is giving high priest, high priestess energy. So there's something very airy, there's something very ethereal. That definitely does not jive with an earthy dynamic. So, I'm not saying that the high priest, high priestess is the one that's in the wrong, but their energy is what throws off the vibe. Now, alternatively, you could be a high priest or high priestess, and your partner is like an emperor, empress, and the third person coming in is, you know, the emperor to their empress or vice versa. Um, it's definitely leaning more towards the third person being a high priest, high priestess, and that ethereal energy is what throws off the grounded vibes. So um let's see if there's maybe an answer to how to work with that. Sometimes the answer is just, three people do not belong partying in threes, So tell me more. Okay. You want to approach this timidly. Like, boundaries need to be set, but they don't have to be so hard and fast, it doesn't need to come across as anybody has done anything wrong, because I don't think they have. Throwing off the vibes in a room does not mean you've done anything wrong. It just means you don't belong in that room. Nobody involved in this is poisonous. Nobody is intentionally harming people. Okay, there is something going on in the emotions. Something related to the stomach. Honestly, I was feeling hella fucking nauseous most of the day yesterday, and it was kind of bizarre because I didn't do anything that should have made me feel that way. But yeah, there's something related to um, like carrying one's emotions in the stomach and just needing to like let loose of them. So and I think that's the high priest or high priestess energy. Uh, it's like they get like an intuitive download, and it's too much. Like, it's too much to handle. I've definitely had that happen to me before. So, okay. Let's get some final messages. What else can we know about insight? Okay, the Six of Wands in the reverse. Victor could be, Victor or Victoria could be a significant name. But yeah, there's a success that is not going to be happening. Some sort of idea that is being planted is not going to be successful. Because it's like it's a hoax. It's a scam. It's a scheme. Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. So a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries that is not acting in an impulsive manner did not accept an opportunity to collaborate with a organization and there is a judgment, like an order being brought that is the reason that this is not going to be successful. I think it's a judgment from, from somebody's deities, not necessarily from the in-person law. But it's relieving this Page of Wands from some sort of burden that this offer was going to place on them. I want to say that this person is possibly coming across as just very bitter, very irrationally angry, but having somebody do you dirty over and over and over again, it's kind of hard to not be angry. And I also don't find it irrational either. So I do think that the High Priest or High Priestess is also coming out as this Page of Wands in the reverse. I do think that the Emperor Empress couple, the very grounded, very earthy couple, are the ones that reached out with the opportunity, and this High Priest or High Priestess turned it down. And I do feel like this organization will be receiving a judgment that may release this Page of Wands High Priest or High Priestess from some sort of burden. That's what I have for you today. Until next time, be well, be you.